Oh, welcome back, everyone. Don't know if you can see, but my eyes are super red. So I've got a case of the WD-40s. In other words, WD-40 got in my eyes while I was derusting something. An old tool that got me into trouble in my old school. It rusted way out of control. So I'm going to see what I can do about it. It doesn't look like brown anymore, at least. I mean, it's shiny-ish. I haven't been able to get the insides to look as good as the outside, though, sadly. If I do, it is an excellent multi-tool. At least that's what I remember it as. It has screwdrivers, pliers, a knife. That's probably the reason that I got in trouble. It had a knife in it. I think there's also a bottle opener or something. Anyways, back to what I'm going to title this video. I am making serrated cans. I've experimented with making serrated things before, such as really just I tried making a razor wire out of paper clips. It was pokey. It did hurt, but you need a lot of it to actually make it in the slightest effective for keeping people out of stuff. And even then, if they're careful enough, they can just unravel it, and it's not like they're gonna get bloody touching it. You need special gloves to even get rid of them. So I did end up trying to make it smaller. It did increase the effectiveness of it, but well, it's making like a fence out of that is going to be expensive on my end, and when I tried it, I didn't exactly have a lot of money. Well, I did, but my mom had it all to put it in a bank account. Yeah, I have no clue what happened to all 400 of my dollars that I never used. While everyone else uses the money they get, I decided, hey, I'm probably going to need this a lot later in life. So I decided that I would not spend all the money. Recently is the first time I've actually decided to spend my money. I am happy with the $60 I spent getting an Xbox Live thing. My grandmother paid for tax because I can't calculate tax on the go. Well, I probably could, but it was also probably like a few cents, so no one cared. Then we just called it even for all 400, 800. I think last time I I think it was $356, along with the $1,000 that I had gone years ago. It's like what, 653 now. I won $1,000 at something when I was a baby. So that at least I got shown the account that had that. But I don't believe there was any account that had my money in it. So I don't know what happened to that. Anyways, so it's a real simple procedure. First, everyone has one of these in their room. Good old can opener, old type. Grandmother gave this to me. And cans, because nobody remembers to get the cans out of their room. So just use those stuff that you always have lying around. Should be easy to find. Alright, so you may need to twist the can with it. So, well, you might need to twist the can because, this wasn't meant to open these types of cans in the way I'm using it. So, you will need to give the thing an extra push. Good thing about this, one thing about this that makes me love it more is it actually holds on to the thing. At least, as far as I know, I've only ever used it to open cans. It might drop the other thing, as far as I know. One more piece for the rattler. Which I will also be making. And you'll have this nice little cup. I usually don't get rid of the part to expose this because sometimes this can be sharp. As you can see with my candy can, it still has that metal thing right there. Ironically, my candy can is a healthy D8. You know, the irony of putting something very sugary into a product's can that was not meant for, well, anything too sugary to be in there. God damn it. I forgot to get myself a snack. No worries, I have protein shakes in my room. Don't worry, they're not just lying around. I have a special drawer for midnight foods. Ooh, that's right. Better wear my gloves. So my general idea with this is slowly unravel the can. Try to make it even. Just try. No guarantees, but I am going to attempt to make it as good as this one. Because this one was real even. Let's see. Nice and even. So I'm just going to do that. Also, in case anyone wonders where I would do this if it wasn't in the night, you could just ask my teachers. They'll know. Now keep in mind, you're going to strip away the first strip. It's going to curve like this because, once again, if you're going to have something like that, it's going to be a little bit less material at the top than there is at the bottom. Also, you will need to repeat this section. Where's my improvised metal spikes? That I can just metal into. It's just a little box right there, so it doesn't rip through my plastic bag. It's a little upgrade from a plastic bag. So you see how it still curves a bit? Let's see, can I angle it? Do you see that bend right there? That isn't good. If that stays, then it will ruin the first part of your line. We would not want that, now would we? You'll know you're getting the second part whenever it gets really hard to do it. Better scoot that over there. Alright, that's not the best I've ever had it, but it doesn't matter too much, I suppose. I mean, if I'm gonna want to get it perfectly straight, it's gonna matter a lot, but it's fine for the time being. Alright. So now for the hard part of actually peeling the thing. Alright, so far so good. Okay, it's starting to fail. Oh, okay, I'm back on track. Okay, we got a nice variety of mostly straight links. So this is what it turned out. Nice and long and all that stuff. Now to cut it up into portions. Alright, so here's like the first size one. Oh, alright, definitely that plum was rotten, wasn't it? Oh boy. At least I got a strong stomach. Alright, next size is right here. And then this is the last size. Eventually I'll come up with some way. So if you're going to want to bend these at your will, what you want to do is have a corner like this. So you see how it's bending this way? I am going to force it the other way by putting it on this corner and applying light pressure. Not lots of pressure, just a little pressure. Otherwise it'll just curve the other way. This is what happens when you do lots of pressure. Then it starts curving. And when I'm serrating it, I don't want it to curve, because if it curves, then it'll be hard to make it into something that actually will cut you. Also, don't worry, I'm not actually planning on using this on anything. It's just like, can I make this? It's just like a personal challenge. Only with consequences such as splitting fingers and WD-40 eyes. Also, I did not actually get in much trouble for setting up the alarm last night. I did get a talking to about how I spooked them 3 times. Okay, I need to move this. I'll just put it on my electronics table, which was my sister's table, but it is now my table because she doesn't use it, and she's perfectly fine with me using it. Okay, that's one mostly straight piece of metal. I have much hope for a thin one. Also, I will be pricking myself with these. Which way is it curling? Like that. That came out nicely. Okay, I'm gonna have to take off my gloves for this, just so I can get it done. Also, definitely, I recommend wearing gloves while doing this. If it happens to just, uh, you know, flick, because it did coil up a few times, and it does it pretty fast, it probably will cut your finger. Luckily, I was wearing gloves, and it just hurt, but it wasn't able to cut my finger because it would have to cut the cloth first. There, you can still feel the sharpness of it. Oh, this one's twisting like that. Would that work? There. I would normally put a lot of books on these to straighten them out, but as of right now, I don't have the time to wait 15 minutes whenever I don't have any editing software. There, that's the straightest piece so far, so I'm going to redo these. Well, someone's awake right now. It ain't my dad. He probably wakes up sometime while I'm making these things. I'm surprised he hasn't came to check on me. He gets up really early for work in the morning. And he's a good dad. He works really hard for our sake. And here I am, cutting cans. I hope I'll be able to get as good as him. At least I'm innovative. I can make good things better, is what I mean by innovative. Don't know about all the other important things like discipline and all that, but I seem to be doing fine as is. So we have 2 wide cuts, 1 medium, and 1 thin. I wonder which one's going to be the best for deterring people. I have a lot of hope that the very thin one will work, but my only concern is that it breaks before I can finish cutting. Also, I'm going to serrate this thing. We'll see how that goes. Also, if any of you start worrying about my mental, don't worry, I'm fine. I just don't mind the pain. I would much rather be able to enjoy creating something, and, well, I don't mind getting hurt while doing it. Alright. If you can, I would recommend wearing gloves for this part, because as of right now, my hands are unprotected. That's not a good thing, and I will have to touch the other side and serrate that part. So what I'm planning on doing is just adding a lot of pressure, breaking that, so now there's a cut, and then making another cut right there that lines up. That was a bad serrate. What are those called? I've actually never looked it up. Oh well, so that's for some other time. Okay, already I can see my plan is starting to fall apart because I'm not making good enough cuts. It can be fixed by making better cuts, but I don't know what makes it better yet. Other than, of course, I need to make these edges pointy. I hope my mom's on my YouTube channel. Once again, it would be easy to find, but still. That was a horrible cut. Way too big. At least I think that would make it bad. These aren't sharp. How do I sharpen them? You know what? No. We'll definitely want to wait till I can make good cuts. I've got two wide slices. I can work bad on one of them. Alright. Just gotta keep this going properly. Okay, not the best, but they're the same size. That's always a good thing, I suppose. Yes, that one has a pointy edge. I'm getting the hang of this. For a moment there, I messed up there. I didn't think it's possible to use my marble to clean this up, right? Yeah, I'm gonna have to clean this by hand. Unless I can somehow find a magnet that's so magical it can attract aluminum. Which probably isn't gonna happen. Oh man, I missed that one up. Okay, I can see this being a little bit alarming to try and stick your hand into. God, Mom doesn't mind this. there. I've got two really similar ones. It's seeming good. When I get editing software, I wonder, will I or will I not edit all my old videos and make them more interesting? Oh, looks like my streak's going to end. Because, oh wait, no, that's fine. I'm gonna check to see if I can cut with that. Hold on. Oh, my ads are repeating again. Don't get WD-40 in your eyes. I would not recommend. Good morning. I'm gonna go hammer this. I have a few hammers I could probably use to get these all nice and straight. Maybe even harden the metal a bit. I'm pretty sure these are pressed and not forged though, because I just can't imagine them forging these. It just seems like a huge inconvenience to forge each and every Coca-Cola can. So they probably just press these through a sheet of metal or multiple sheets of metal. So hammering might do nothing more than just make the spikes straight. Has really been all the cuts I've made? Yeah, it really has. You're right, I'm on a streak. A very good streak because all of them are coming out the same size. Whoops. I think it'll be okay though. While I'm at it, might as well talk about the advantages and disadvantages of having a press. You know what? Not about cans being pressed, but about forging in general. So if you forge something, it usually requires a lot more dedication than if you were to just put metal in a mold and all that. By no means am I an expert on this. Remember, surface level knowledge in as many subjects as possible is my hobby, I guess you could say. Oh man, there went my streak. Oh well. So when you forge something, you usually also get some unique options for after you forge it. You can of course temper it, which I believe is when you make it harder. I am not completely sure. It's been a while since I went into my forging books and all that junk. Just nerd stuff. Um, No, another one went down badly. Yeah, well, that seems to be working. It seems to be working. I think a thin one would probably work better for lining something though. You know, I'm just not talking about forging anymore. Alright, so you have some options. You know what, I'll talk about the stuff that I do know for sure. Whenever you press things, the metal bonds tend to be a little bit everywhere. And they don't, and then, uh, sorry, I need to come up with proper words to explain it. Give me some time. Alright, so what I'm saying is, when you just press the metal and then cut out sheets of it, the bonds, well, they're not exactly the strongest once you cut off the other ends. You have like end bonds, I guess you could call them. You have like a molecule here, a molecule there. These are connected. This is connected. This is also not actually connected, but I'm hoping you're getting what I mean. Anyway, so they're all interacting with each other, and you cut off this one. Now this one that was connected there, that bond's been broken, and now there's an imperfection, undoubtedly. Well, pretty much anything has imperfections. I don't think there's ever been anything that hasn't had any imperfection. Like, any surface. Um, you could probably get chemicals to be near perfect. You know, diluting it and other things like those. And I can't remember what the fluid it was that you can use to dissolve caffeine and just extract your caffeine from your coffee. Eat pure caffeine. And all that stuff. Yeah, I think it's safe to say I messed this one up. So I had a nice little streak going right there. Can you see it? Yeah, right here. Surprisingly not that bad to put your hand on. So here, just starting out messed up. Here, I had good uniform, and then here, uh, well, for some reason the metal isn't cutting as well, so I don't know why, but it's happening. I should probably try fighting that. There, that worked. It's flat now. There we go. Good cut again. Oh man, that's a big imperfection. Oh, I managed to swallow, I guess. I'm gonna move on to this can now. Yeah, definitely did not want to get cut like that. Because of my lack of a hammer, I'm just gonna push really hard on this. Like this. There. That end. I could probably really cut someone with this if they were going the other way. Alright, now to make a serrated can. Man, this is really going to mess with the stability of this can. I guess for now I'm going to be more organized. If I decide it doesn't matter whether... Ooh, wait, I could just make someone say it's Christmas. I'm probably going to give that to my sister. She'll probably have some artsy thing to do with it. First imperfection. Yeah, that sucked because I sort of wanted this can to be fully sharp. But, oh well, this will happen. It's my first time. so far pretty well. I wouldn't say so good, but it's not going bad. Do I have a tiny hammer in that closet? No, I don't. Alright, please don't fail me now. Shoot. Alright. Okay, there we go. It started breaking now. The next section might be a little bit rippy, for lack of another word. Alright, that issue's been solved. It's this spin's probably going to fall off though. So I wonder, maybe I could make like a suppressor out of these, like for a gun. I do know all suppressors work at basic level. I'm gonna end the video right here, just because another thing popped up, and I'm not sure if you guys are gonna be able to hear me. Last time Siri did not allow you all to hear me. So, bye bye as of now.